Hello everyone, today I will be doing a first impression video mainly on some products that I recently purchased, mainly the specific eyeshadow palette that I would like to talk about today that I purchased from Marshall. It's the Ellen Tracy 24 eyeshadow palette in essential, naturals, and dramatic bows. And I just prepped my skin, I cleansed it, provide a moisturizer to my face. So I'm just going to be a very simple light look today, and just generally how I usually like to wear my makeup. I don't like to wear any heavy foundations, and if I wear foundation, maybe mainly a light to medium coverage. So I'm going to be trying this Becca fine pressed powder that I purchased from Hot Look, and this will be the first time I'm wearing it. I got it some months ago. It might have been maybe even a year ago, but I bought it from Hot Look, and it's in the shade Clove, so hopefully it matches my skin tone. It won't look too orange on me. So we're going to try this out. And I'm going in and using my e.l.f. powder brush. So I just tapped it off. Because it's summer and it's hot, I don't want to wear anything heavy on my face. And like I said, I generally don't wear anything heavy on my face because I like for my skin to basically breathe. And so we're gonna apply some at the top here. So far it looks like the shade is close to my skin tone, so I hope it looks okay. I like a natural look, so even if there is some coverage, it's slight coverage. So most likely you'll probably still see my moles that I have on my face. I really like this e.l.f. brush. Has very soft bristles. Most of all the brushes. I like the e.l.f. brushes that have the black handle versus the brushes with the white handles. I just feel like the bristles that are on the black eyeshadow brushes have more soft bristles. And I also seen that they have like a chrome metal brush set that I think is really cute, and I may indulge and buy it sometime in the future. So hopefully it looks okay. And again, this is just a light look because I will be out in the sun, out in the scorching heat in a few hours. So I just mainly just want to cover up my face. Just add a light coverage. And I really like Becca products. That satin skin foundation that I wear, I really like that foundation. Makes me look dewy. So hopefully it looks okay. Okay, so that's that. So I'm done with applying the powder to my face. So I'm going to start with my eyes. I don't ever do anything with my eyebrows. So I need to make sure I reach and get a primer. So I think I might, well, no. I'm going to try the NYX Eyeshadow Base in Skin Tone, which I generally use for my eyelid primer. So we're just going to prime my eyes. So this NYX eyeshadow base I tend to use often. So this is not a new product that I'm applying and testing on my eyelids. And usually I take the eyeshadow base up to underneath my eyebrow bone in case I use a shade to go up that far, which I generally do. And add a little bit of primer to my lower lash line, because I tend to put color there also. So we have primed my eyelids. So the next step would be to look at this Ellen Tracy eyeshadow palette. Now every time I've gone into Marshall since I've been recently shopping there, I have seen this palette. And basically the palette comes in a plastic hard case, and it's a really nice, I would say, chrome metal packaging that looks like this. So it's very sturdy. I don't know why that, when I put this up, it just makes my skin in the background go dark. So it's a sturdy eyeshadow palette packaging, and it shows the colors on the back of the palette. And inside you get this huge mirror, and you also get the casing of the eyeshadows with a plastic covering. Now this 24-hour eyeshadow palette comes with, as you can see on the top of the row, a lot of the neutral shades. So basically it's like a 2 palette in one whole palette. So you get your neutral shades at the top with some shimmers, you have some mattes, possibly some satins, and then at the bottom you have more of your dramatic bold colors that you can intermix with the neutrals. So this could possibly be like a day look, and also this can be like a night look palette. So I think that's very interesting, very cool that they created it that way. Inside you do get this, brush that has a sponge tip and an angle brush tip. I don't know if you can see that, but I won't be using that brush. I tend to not like brushes that have sponge tip applicators, and besides, if I'm applying a number of shades, I need to use multiple different brushes accessible to me. So we're going to go into this palette. Before I start applying the eyeshadows, For those who are concerned about the ingredients, it mainly has mica. There is some talc, mineral oil, magnesium stearate, kaolin, dimethicone, propylparaben, and methylparaben. So 2 types of paraben, they're at the end of the ingredient list. So for the shades, I don't know. I don't have any pre-planned look of what I'm going to do. But these jewel colors in the first 6 row at the bottom, this row really appears to me. So I may play with some of the colors there. And then I may choose one of these mattes down here as a crease shade. So let's get to playing. So I'm going to use one of my BH Cosmetic brushes. Well, I may use I'm just going to stick with my e.l.f. brushes. So I think I'm going to use my e.l.f. brushes and my Wet n Wild brushes to apply the colors. So I'm going to find a matte shade. So let's go in. I'm feeling, what should I choose? So let's go in with this green shade. This shade basically appeals to me. So this second shade to the end, but it looks like this nice green, like almond green type color, or it could be a slight gray. Let me test it and swatch it on my skin first to see. No, I changed my mind. I won't be using that shade as my transition shade. Let me go over next to, you know what, let's just, that looks like a shimmer though. I thought that was a matte shade. Let me just try this taupey like gray shade here and see if this works over my eyes. So I'm going to pick up some. There is some kick up when I brush my brush across it. So you want to tap off any excess. And we're just going to go in with this, almost like a taupey gray purple shade. So it definitely looks like a smoky shade. So I'm going to buff that into my crease. So far the shade goes in very pigmented. Yeah, this is definitely, it's almost on the verge of looking slightly black depending on the lighting, but it's definitely like a smoky taupe gray type color. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of more, and it almost has like this, it feels like a gray, but it almost feels like a smoky dark plum also. So I'm going to add a little bit more to try to even out that color. And I'm bumping it up against my eyebrow bone. Let's take it out a little bit. So I usually do that with my transition crease shade. I kind of wing it out a little bit. So the shade has there's a little slight It could look a slight patchy, so you may want to go in. If you're going to buy this palette, make sure you go in to fill in this area. But so far, once I applied it, it was on there fully. So this was only like minimal, just a minimal patchiness. But I think if you have a good eyeliner, I was about to say eyeliner. If you have a good eyelid primer, hopefully that holds the color and the pigmentation in place. So I'm going to go in to my left eye and start working on this area. And I want to think I paid like $5.99 for this palette. Either $5.99 or $6.99 for this palette. And Ellen Tracy makes these face palettes. There's another face palette that she makes, well, this company, I don't know if it's a she or whoever runs this company, excuse me, basically have a couple of different face palettes, but this also comes in a face palette for like contouring, but I don't own the contour palette. There's one other palette that I picked up that I'll be doing a most likely a first impression review as well. I like to do these types of videos because it gives you first-hand look at it, and it'll be my first time looking at the not really looking but testing out the product. And I know some people prefer videos that the person has worn the product for a good amount of time. They honestly give an opinion. But first impression videos are fun to me because you do get to see, it's like live without being live, like not like live streaming. You get to see me try this product for the first time, and it's first time for me, so we're basically exploring this whole journey together. So it's definitely a smoky color. I know I've spent a lot of time blending out my crease, but I try to make sure there is no areas left without color. So that is the crease shade. And now I'm gonna go in with I'm gonna play with colors, so I don't know how this eye look is gonna come out. So the next shade I want to try, I'm attracted to this blue shimmer shade here. Let me take off this sheet cover so I can show it better. So I'm attracted to this blue jewel looking shade here, and I think it's a shimmer. At first I thought it was a matte color, but it's a shimmer, I think. So I'm going to apply this shade onto my lid. Again, you want to tap off any excess because there is some kickback. So I'm going to apply this blue to the outer portion of my eyelid. Yeah, you basically, this blue is not, it shows up, but it's not in strong contrast. So this may be actually I see shimmers in it, so that's why I was thinking it's a shimmer shade, but it may be actually a matte shade. So I'm just gonna I'll just cover up my whole eyelid I'm going to cover my whole eyelid with, and I'll probably go back over it with a different eyeshadow shade. Again, I'm just playing around. I don't have anything pre-planned for this look. I'm just testing out the colors. See, my eyes are starting to water. So when it's watering, some of the pigmentation is showing up at the corner of my eyes. So hopefully that doesn't keep happening. I'm going to wipe that away with my finger. I'm going to go back in with that blue shade. Sometimes eyeshadows, I don't know, I guess maybe it just depends on it may be something that's in the eyeshadows that makes my eyes basically water. Maybe an ingredient. So I'm just going to get a makeup remover towelette to basically kind of clean that area on the corner so it doesn't look messy. So I do apologize, but we don't want to have any messiness going on with this look. And I may have to go back in with some of my powder. So let's go ahead and do that now. So hopefully, I do notice a little bit of fall out, because some of that blue is hitting, and I'm trying to tap it. Some of that blue is also hitting my lower, on my cheeks area, and it's kind of smearing down a little bit to my cheeks. So again, going back in with that blue shade. And so far the look that I'm doing is not bad. It's definitely smoky. So it's about to be a smoked out Friday today with this eye look. So it does give that contrast to that crease initial shade that I put on. Yeah. I just want to apply it up here. Yeah, so you could definitely see that blue. And it does contrast with that taupey gray shade that I initially put on. My eyes are still watering, so hopefully that stops. Like, don't do that, eyes, don't do that. It does not want to play very well with where my tear ducts are located. Keep having to wipe and clean that area. And every time I do that, guess what? It wipes off my powder. So I can see why ladies and gentlemen who apply makeup, they do their eyes first before they do their their face foundation or face powder, to not have to keep going in back and forth with their shadow. But my eyes is trying to act up today, and I love it when it doesn't. So let me go over to my other eye to apply the same color. So start off the outer crease area, then I'll move in over my lids towards the inner corner. Yeah, this look is definitely smoky. And I love a good smoky eye. That's my jam. I love cool shades and I also love warm shades. And again, I generally put on whatever I feel. And I know because it's summer, most people want to get that warm shade going, but don't be afraid to go and basically sport a nice cool shade look or smoky eye. Looking a bit vampy, isn't it? So as you can see there, it does kind of smears down in the lower area of my eye. So you just want to either take a brush and kind of like buff it away if it will. And if it doesn't, because usually I take my fingers, try to like blend it and get it out of that area. But some powders are a little bit more stubborn and they don't quite move, and then I have to go in with a wipe and try to remove any excess in that area. And again, every time you use a makeup wipe to clean that area, you must go back in with your foundation or your pressed powder and try to basically add more coverage to that area, because of the wipe picks up and wipe that area out. So you may see me do this periodically throughout this video, especially while I'm doing this eye look, because some of the fallout again is touching the lower lash area of my eye and going a little bit, not so much to the cheek, but just up in this lower eye region. So I have to touch that up. And it's also falling, I don't know if you can see it, you won't be able to see it, but it's falling on my dress. In the frontal area, there's color. So there is a lot of fallout from this shadow. So when you're putting on your makeup, you probably want to put on something that you don't mind getting eyeshadow pigments falling on it, so it doesn't mess up what you're wearing. And I'm just wearing a dress, basically what they call like spaghetti scrap type dress. Trying to keep cool in this heat. So I'm just touching up that area up here. This is always my signature look. I always try to I always wing out my eyeshadow, try to give that kind of like a winged out what you call it, cat eye type. Probably more like a wing than a cat eye. So I'm winging out this color. And I noticed yesterday when I was applying the makeup look that I wore yesterday, when I use the makeup white, it does sharpen up that wing look that you're trying to do. So it's a good tip for anyone who may not know that, or who usually use like tape to kind of wing out your look. Because sometimes I'll use the tape method also, but you can also take the makeup wipe and kind of buff it out this way as I'm showing. If I could get it on a straight edge, it'll help straighten out your eye look. So hopefully it looks winged. basically it helps straighten out the area. Now, however, if you have gone in with your foundation or your powder, if you use a makeup wipe to straighten that area, it's going to leave that spot on the side of your face. So you want to be careful and not do that if you have done your powder or foundation, or if you do choose to do it like I'm doing it right now, you'll have to go back in with your powder or your foundation and reapply in that area. So that's why I'm keeping my powder in front of me, just in case I have to do some cleanup. I could just easily touch up that area. So let's choose one more color, because I'm kind of feeling this look just as it is. You know, just a nice smoky eye. Let's go in. Let me make sure I cover all the area very well. I'm tempted to use another color. I don't know if I should or not, but I'm playing with this palette to see if I should. Maybe I use like a touch of green. This green color is calling me in this palette, but I'm scared if I do use it and the green is not to my favor, that it will take away from this look. Because right now I'm feeling this heavy dark wing out, I would say blue gray taupe eye look. Should I test it or should I not? You know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to mess with this green because I'm scared that, you know what? I'll use the green underneath my eyes and the lower lash line to see if I like that shade or not. So let me find me a brush too. I feel like I'm not looking at the camera much. I've been looking at my look and looking at the camera. Let me make sure I make contact with the camera. And I'm going to go in looking for a kind of like a buffer brush or a flat line angle brush to try to maneuver some of this green shimmer shade. So it's basically this green color right here. That green shade. I'm going to go in and try to add that look to my lower lash line. And sometimes I notice with these palettes, the shimmer shades sometimes do better than the mattes, but actually the matte in this palette is not bad at all. So get it, Ellen Tracy. So I'm going in. Oh, that's really pretty. I'm going in with this green emerald. Yeah. Yes. Just give it a pop of green in that lower lash line. And a little bit more. It's definitely shimmery, but it's almost like a frost, kind of bordering on a slight metallic. I wonder if it was applied wet or applied some Max Fix Plus, or would it make it have more of a metallic look to it. But right now I like the way that it's giving off that shimmer. And I like using it because I'm sure this probably is like probably a concealer brush. And this is from my BH Cosmetics. One of my, I have a couple of my brush accessory BH Cosmetic brush kit. So I'm sure it's out of one of those. But I like these long angled brush tips to apply. Because I know you could use the buffer type brushes to apply this, but this goes right, because it's angled, it hugs the bottom of my eyelash area, or my, you know what I mean, my lower lash line. It hugs it. Yeah. That is not bad at all. So far so good. I haven't tried all these colors. But again, I will come back and periodically do other makeup looks from these palettes that I share as first impression, just to test out some of the other colors that are in this particular palette. But so far, the 3 shades that I have chosen for this look is very good impression, in my opinion. So that's the eye look. And you have this big old mirror, so I'm just looking in this mirror as I'm doing my look. And I like this size of the mirror because it is big, so you get to see your whole entire face as you're putting your look together, compared to a smaller mirror. So yes, I'm loving this palette. I'm loving it. So I've done my eye look. So let's go in with a mascara. So what mascara should I try today? Most of all the mascaras I have are mascaras that I've tried. I do have a few mascaras that I have not tried at all. So I'm saving those for possibly my Instagram or as a blog post on Old Life Beauty. I know I need to get more up current with both of those 2 accounts. I've been trying to put in time for my channels as well. So if it looks like I'm basically basically some weeks behind, or with my Instagram some months behind, I will be catching up on those 2 accounts. So let's go in. Let's try this Miss Manga Rock Volumous from L'Oreal mascara. I like this mascara. It gives this kind of wispy false lash look, and it's in Blackest Black 387. So we're gonna use this particular mascara and let's see how it looks with this look. I don't wear falsies. So I've done my first layer of mascara. Usually I apply just 1 coat, unless if I notice the coat is not going in very well, then I'll apply additional coats. But sometimes mascara, especially they're waterproof, they harden up quick, so you don't have, I feel like I don't have enough time to go back in to apply more coverage. And with your bottom lashes, you want to be careful because they can get that additional, you know, like those black dots, because either you blink your eyes, or if it's too much clumpage, it just kind of messes up the look, because those little black dots from your lashes hits your skin. So you just want to go in lightly. And this mascara has a very nice, I think a nice wand to it. So you want to brush up those baby, I have like these baby eyelash hairs that's near my inner corner of my eyes. So I brush those. And I usually like to fan out my lashes when I put mascara on. So I fan it out. I swear the beauty of this emerald green eyelash shade kind of hides my eyelashes because the color is just so stunning. You don't even really notice my lower eyelash line. So that's the mascara. So let's play with some cheek products. So I'm going to, let's add some bronzer. So I'm going to go in with a bronzer by Bare Minerals. The packaging looks like this, and it's in the High Dive. I have worn this bronzer in my other looks before. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned what I was wearing if I showed this look. So this is the bronzer. So I'm going to go in with this Eco Tool Dome Bronzer Brush that I bought basically from Marshall's. And again, you can find Eco Tool brushes at Marshall. And this brush was, I paid $4.99. Actually, I didn't buy this from Marshall's. I actually bought it from TJ Maxx for $4.99. So this is the packaging. But they do have like the e.l.f. and they have the Real Techniques and some of the other brushes that's there at that store. So I'm just going to bronze in areas of my face. Kind of have that sun-kissed look. I'm going to add it along my jawline. So I think with bronzers, you want to add it in places that the sun kisses your face. So I usually add some to my nose region, along my nose, up along my temples, along my hairline. And then we'll add some here along the side of my face. And sometimes I don't go around my whole face and add bronzer. Sometimes I just do my cheeks. So I have bronzed my face. And I love this I love Bare Mineral products. It's just some brands that I will rave about them and you will know it. But this bronzer is this color. I think really nice color for my complexion. And so I've done the bronzer. I feel like we should do a highlight, shouldn't we? So basically, I have highlights in my drawer behind me. I haven't tried this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting gold bar yet, so let's try this and see how this works. And this is new to me. I haven't worn it. I think I swatched it just on my hand. It's in the 34855 Holly Gold Head, and I'm not sure if it's still available because sometimes Wet n Wild Wet n Wild will release highlights that are limited edition. However, we know those two main highlights that kind of threw the world into a spin have basically became their permanent highlights. But this is the Wet n Gold Mega Gold and Mega Glow Highlighting Gold Bar in the Holly Gold Head, and it has really cute packaging. So I'm gonna just go in with my Cala. Again, I got this little brush. You know, actually I'm gonna go in with not the Cala brush, because usually I like to use that for bronzer. I'm gonna go in with my Taper Elf brush, and we're just gonna lightly, nothing too heavy, because I don't want to outdo the eye look that I already have going. I just want to add a little bit to the higher cheekbone area. That's a nice highlight. Very nice. So lightly highlight that area. Now we're going to go over to my other side and apply some highlight. As you can see that glow. Gonna go in a little bit more and kind of take it up to the eye area. Because you know you can never have too much highlight. Tap it off into your skin. Take it up to the eye area. Corners of the eyes. Yes. So that completes the cheek look. Yeah, I'm really loving this look. And I know to everybody, you know, have their own preference in terms of how heavy they want to wear their eyeshadows. I tend to make mine very pigmented, not very sheer. I just go in bold because that's the way I usually like to wear my eyeshadows. So again, I'm going to be wearing something new that I purchased. I've worn this off camera before just to test it out. So I bought this from Marshall for $1.99, and it's from the Style Essentials in Ripe Peach. The packaging looks like this, $1.99. This is a lip gloss. And I've seen other shades. I wish I had bought some of the other shades. But sometimes when you see those shades, when you get ready to look at when you're looking at the packaging, I always open up boxes just to make sure no one has tampered with the product, because you know I cannot be buying anything that someone has tampered with. So let's wear this peachy shade and see how this looks on my lips with this look. And again, this is a lip gloss. Let me show you what the packaging looks like outside of the box. So it looks like this. A nice little peach tube. It's almost like, I think of like MAC lip gloss. That's what it reminds me of. And it basically has 4 mLs fluid, so 0.14 fluid ounces in this container. So hopefully this peach will look good with this bold smoky eye look. I'm gonna go in, fill in this area. I thought I was just gonna be mainly a matte lip person, but I've been into these lip glosses lately. I may not wear this color outside when I leave, but I just want to try it and show you all on the camera. Because I usually don't like wearing lip colors that will outdo my eye look, or if I'm wearing a bold lip, I usually don't wear eyeshadow colors that will outdo the lip color, because it kind of just clashes. Unless if you do it just right and you pick the right shades, even if they're bold eyeshadow colors, or if it's bold lip colors, if you can pick the colors just right. Then you can get away with it. So that's pretty much what it looks. This right peach color. Again, I'm very into the peach, the corals, the oranges. Like, those are my go-to colors right now. So yes, feeling very, summer fever over here. So yeah, this is like really a nice look. So that pretty much completes my try-on colors from Ellen Tracy 24 Eyeshadow Palette. Again, you can pick it up at your local Marshall. Hopefully it carries. It's carried at Marshall's, or you can find it at TJ Maxx. My local Marshall and TJ Maxx both carry Ellen Tracy palettes. So again, the packaging is this nice, chrome metal, silver color, very sturdy, slightly heavy, but I think it is something you can take with you in your makeup kit if you're on travels. This could be your go-to palette. Again, I have not tried all the colors that's in this palette, but so far the 3 shades that I've tested today, I do think that this is a good palette. Again, if you apply a good primer, hopefully those colors will make the colors pop even more. So that completes my look for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You have discovered something new that I talked about in this first impression review of these products. And if you have any comments, questions, please leave them below. And happy Friday. Thank you. Bye.